English 9B, welcome to week 3. I just wanted to go over what you're going to be doing for this week. This week you guys are going to be choosing a poem of your own. It can be written or it can be a spoken word poem. And you guys are going to be kind of analyzing it and looking at some of the elements of that. So what I've done for this week is I've created a different video for each of the different topics that you're supposed to be looking for within your poem. Those videos are embedded into the assignment, and then I also go over a poem that I chose to help you find, and I found those elements within that poem and I kind of described it within each of the daily videos. Then your job is going to be to take the poem that you choose and to find those elements in that poem of your choosing. So for Monday, you guys are going to be looking at figurative language. I do a video on what figurative language you're looking for, and then I identify it in the poem of my choice, and then you will take yours and do the same. Every assignment this week is worth 25 points each, and they're all relatively short, so it's just a matter of kind of looking over your poem and trying to identify that particular element of poetry. Day 2 is looking at the point of view or the speaker of the poem and how they portray their thoughts. And then day 3 is looking at the theme of the poem. The idea behind all of this is that ultimately you're going to decide which element of poetry, whether it's figurative language, whether it's the speaker's voice, and some of the other things I talk about in there, repetition, rhyme, different elements of poetry that help to convey the message or the theme of the poem. Thursday's video walks you through what you're going to do in order to write a paragraph that ultimately describes which element of poetry you feel does the best job in supporting the idea of the theme or portraying the idea of the theme. So again, I took my example poem, I identified all the different elements in there, and then I created a sample paragraph for you, and you'll be reviewing that on Thursday. Thursday, your assignment is to look through your poem and then try to draw connections, find evidence in the poem of what you think best portrays the theme. And then Friday's assignment, that's the only one that's worth more than 25 points. It's worth 40 points, and it is you writing the actual paragraph where you have your hook, your background to the poem, maybe a little bit about what it's about. Then your thesis, where you say which element of poetry you feel best helps to portray the theme. And then you incorporate your evidence and your commentary about how each of those pieces of evidence helps to connect to the theme. So if you have questions or you are struggling with finding a poem, please come in and see me. I have lots of poems for you. We can talk about what interests you, and I can help you try to identify a poem. If you want to, like I said, do a spoken word poem, you're more than welcome to do so. And also remember that it is week 3. So we're just about wrapping up our poetry. This is our last poetry stuff. Next week we're going to be starting Romeo and Juliet. Everything from weeks 1 through 3 is going to be locking next Friday on November 9th. So make sure you're caught up, that you're completing all those poetry assignments if you're behind on any of them. The great thing about poetry is they're all pretty short, so you can easily catch up, but poetry can be confusing. I know it's hard sometimes to find the underlying meaning, so if you need some help, please come in and see me. Don't forget that the extra credit that you get each week for these videos is associated with the second video that you're going to watch. So please be sure to watch that second video. I'm just trying to help you guys keep a positive attitude about school and life and focus on what's going right in life for you and not always focusing on all the negatives. So make sure you respond to that so you can earn your extra credit. Don't forget those lock at the end of every week. All right, so I hope to see you around this week. I hope you come in and work with me. I hope if you're struggling with poetry to be able to help you out as much as possible. I look forward to seeing you. Bye.